It is the 15th of February.
Yep. And we have an amazing year. I think it's going to be amazing. It's blueberry maple stout from Saugatuck Brewing, which is interesting because in doing research, I was like, Saugatuck. I'm like, that sounds like it would be like upstate New York. And my girlfriend was like, no, it's Michigan. And I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, where is Saugatuck, Michigan? Saugatuck, Michigan is in like what they call the Bible Belt in Michigan, but it's also the gay capital of the Midwest, apparently. It's this like destination for like homosexuals to go and like congregate. I guess it's like the Village, but in Michigan.
That
was such an interesting, because I typed like where is Saugatuck, and then it brought that up, and I was like, oh, that's too interesting to share, to not share. So I had to bring that up.
That's so interesting because Michigan is quite an interesting state, right?
Yeah.
And this is I'm looking forward to this because it's a stout. I'm quite fond of Michigan, having been there precisely twice.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that beautiful dark color. That's gorgeous.
Yeah, this is a great color. Oh, I can smell the blueberries. It's so strong.
Rolls, what are you doing? Rolls?
Yes, 1 second. Tina, I'm just recording a beer video with Brandon.
Oh, I told you I had to go by 7 and I got stuff in the car that you helped get out.
Okay, I will be down in 30 seconds.
No, you can finish up the beer videos. It's just that you didn't tell me you were filming the videos today. Fine.
This is why you slept on the couch for 3 days last year.
That'll be interesting in editing. Right, this
You should
is...
leave it in.
I'm down with that, right.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this smells amazing. So this is, like, there's a lot going on. So we got the lumberjack with the fork and the beer, and the pancakes with the maple syrup and the blueberries.
Let me tell you. Hold on. Sorry. So as we're filming, my girlfriend is drinking beer. So I always she's always like, oh, can I have some? So I'm like, sure. So I don't pour the whole can. I just discreetly put it next to the bookcase. So she army crawls out of the bedroom and is drinking it while laying on the floor. So you're like, oh, this is a great blueberry taste. And out of the corner of my eye, I see a woman just drinking cans laying down. So, sorry. What were you saying about the beer? This is probably our least professional video. Your wife's interrupting. My girlfriend is distracting the hell out of me by drinking. So,
and when it comes to least professional videos, we've set the bar pretty high.
I know. Some of them were obviously drunk. And somehow this is taking the cake.
So I was saying you've got this wonderful lumberjack here, and he is drinking his flagon of overflowing beer, and then you've got the pancakes with the maple syrup and the blueberries. The blueberries come across really powerfully.
I gotta say, I'm not a huge blueberry fan, but this is fantastic. You know what this tastes like? This is probably a reference that not a lot of people are gonna understand, but when I was in my early 20s, I used to go to IHOP with my friend every Tuesday. She went to Rutgers University, graduate school, and every Tuesday we'd go to IHOP. And I remember we would play this game where they have the 4 syrups on the counter, and we would pour it on a spoon and reach across the table and feed it to each other. We'd be like, guess which syrup this is? This tastes exactly like IHOP's blueberry steak.
That's a bizarre game.
It is a very weird game to play at an IHOP at 11 o'clock at night.
It's guess which syrup this is? That's right, it's Ipecac.
I feel like the bus boy. That's
But
overall, great beer.
Now it is a fantastic beer. I'm not sure if I would drink a second one of these.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah,
I gotta say, I'm not a huge blueberry fan. Like, I'm not the kind of person who's gonna like just eat like a handful of blueberries. Like, I'm not gonna stack on them.
What kind of Jersey boy are you? Fruit of New Jersey.
I know. Well, you know what? Like, listen, my parents are both New Yorkers. I was born in New York. Fuck New Jersey. Goddamn tomatoes and blueberries. Back to the task at hand. I think this is great. I genuinely enjoy this. Could I drink a lot of it? No, but it has a place. This is like a really good. This is, I don't want to say a dessert beer, but this is heavy, very warming. This is a great winter beer.
Yeah.
Which, I guess if you're a lumberjack and you're going to drink, go.
It's like if you've been hiking, maybe in Michigan when it was super cold, and
Yeah.
you know, you finished your hike and you had a pint of that would be a good reward.
Yeah. No, this is definitely, if you're a fan, and that's the thing, is like, I like blueberry pancakes, I like blueberry muffins. This is a good, like, I like the taste. This is a good beer. I enjoy this.
And it's interesting because it's a stout. It's not super boozy. It's only 6%, but it has the strong flavor. The smell is wonderful.
Yeah, oh, yeah. As soon as you sniff it, it's straight up like blueberry, which is a great smell.
But you do get the maple as well. It's like the blueberry's very frontward, and then afterwards you get the maple coming in.
Right, and that's what I was saying about, like, it tastes exactly like IHOP syrup. Like,
Yeah.
And I will say, I don't think you can drink a ton of this because it is thick, but I like it. It's good. It's definitely redeeming. No, it's absolutely wonderful. I would highly recommend it, especially if you like stouts, if you like blueberries, if you like maple syrup. This is the perfect beer.
Do you know, I think stouts is such a wonderful beer for like craft beer enthusiasts in general because you can do it's so versatile and you can do so much with it.
Well, that's the thing, is like the stouts are typically the ones where they're adding more of the adjunct and more of the flavor. So you can have like coffee stouts, you can have chocolate stouts, you can have marshmallow stouts, you can have fruit stouts. I would definitely say, I think the problem with stouts for like the average like beer drinker is that they're heavy and they're thick. Like if you're gonna, I think a lot of people drink beer as like a social thing. Like they're like, oh, I'm at a Super Bowl party, I'm at a barbecue, I'm gonna drink a beer. I want something to like. This is like, you have to enjoy beer to enjoy a stout. I think there's no casual beer drinker who's like, and me a Guinness, you know. And Guinness is light for a stout.
I agree with you, but and it's almost a pity because it's like, I would say out of all the different varieties of beer, because I remember when we went down to Evil Genius, Garrett was saying like, okay, pills are the way to go, but there's only so much you can do with pills.
Right, but kind of piggybacking on that, I think the reason he's saying pills, and then he explicitly says this, is that most beers are, like most of those like generic like macro brews are either like a Pilsner or a lager. And I think that's a good gateway to a different brew. You're like, if you like this, drink this. And then you're like, oh, I like this. Let me try something else from that brew.
Yeah. And I think India Pale Ale, it's always going to be like the hopness. With sour beers, it's always going to be about the sourness. Whereas with stouts, you get to have, like, this is peanut butter flavored. This is maple syrup flavored. This is...
That's true. That's a good point. Right. I forgot about peanut butter. You're right.
And we've had some good coffee ones.
Yeah. No, I mean, honestly, there's rarely a stout that I don't like.
Yeah.
And I think it's just because, and honestly, I think the only thing with the stout is there is an ability to go, like, over the top with ABV, but honestly, nobody does it. It's not like there's anybody out there who's like a mad scientist. Like, I watched a documentary about peppers, like a pepper eating competition. And the guy the bond is growing peppers is a complete sadist. He's like, I want people to throw up. Why would you want that? Why would you want to create something so high on the Scoville rating that people are going to literally be sick? Like, you don't want that. So the same way that, like, you can create a beer that's like 16% ABV, which is absurd, but it wouldn't taste good. This tastes great.
It does. This is like perfect. I mean, we had the Goose Island bourbon one. Do you remember? That was like 15%. I think that was probably that was pushing the envelope. And it was really good. You couldn't drink two of them, but it was still really good. Whereas we've had some India Pale Ales that are like...
Oh, yeah. Because the hoppiness is too much. And you're right. You hit it so accurate that like an IPA is going to be all about the hop. And how hoppy can I make this? A sour is going to be how sour can I make this? A stout is always going to be how flavorful. And that's the most important thing to do.
So, I don't know. I'm impressed. So Michigan has come in strong this February.
Very kind. And actually, speaking of locations, tomorrow, February 16th, is Mardi Gras, and we're going to be going down to Louisiana.
I'm liking that. I'm liking that a lot.
So we actually have a Mardi Gras themed beer from a Louisiana-based brewery, and I am so excited. And I actually have some questions for you regarding Mardi Gras in the UK.
Well, in that case, I'm going to do my research tonight.
All right. Well, we'll see you tomorrow. Roland's going to research, and we'll have some great answers for you.
Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow.